Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to uncover a really surprising, kind of symbiotic relationship right at the heart of big tech. It turns out one company's success might just be the engine for everyone else. You know, we always think of these giants as fierce competitors, right? Fighting it out in a zero-sum game. But what if that's not the whole picture? What if one company's crazy innovation is actually the key that unlocks huge, brand new growth for all the others? So, this whole idea starts by completely redefining what a car even is. It's not just about getting from A to B anymore. Our source calls this new space. The car is now a massive, moving digital platform, a new frontier, really. And get this new space, it creates something even more valuable, new time. You can think of it like a gold rush, but for our attention. All those hours we spend staring at the road, well, they're suddenly up for grabs, creating a brand new currency for the digital world. Okay, so here's our game plan. We'll start with what's called the Tesla paradox and the Nvidia ripple effect. Then we'll get into the battle for the car's operating system and the gold rush for your attention and data that follows. Finally, we'll tie it all together with something called the AI power loop and show how Tesla ends up being this incredible catalyst for the rest of big tech. So let's kick things off with the Nvidia ripple effect. Honestly, this is the most direct, most obvious link in this entire chain. It's all about Tesla's AI dreams, and well, the company that makes the chips for those dreams, Nvidia. The source we're looking at just hits the nail on the head. It says Tesla is Nvidia's most powerful billboard. I mean, think about it. Every time Tesla makes headlines about full self-driving, they are essentially running a free global ad campaign for the exact kind of high-powered chips that are Nvidia's bread and butter. And here's how that chain reaction really works. Step 1. Tesla goes all in, pushing the limits of what AI can do, buying up tens of thousands of Nvidia GPUs. Step 2. This forces every other car maker out there, GM, Ford, you name it, to jump into this new AI arms race. So what do? Well, their fastest and easiest path to even try to compete is to just buy Nvidia's ready-made off-the-shelf solution. So Tesla sets this frantic pace, and Nvidia just cashes in on everyone else scrambling to keep up. All right, so we've talked hardware, right? Chips. But this whole revolution isn't just happening under the hood. It's happening right there on the screen in front of you. We're talking about the dashboard. For like 100 years, cars were all about hardware, horsepower, mechanics, how it handled on the road. But Tesla came along and proved the modern car is really a software-defined vehicle. The game isn't about the engine anymore. It's about the operating system, the user experience. It's about being connected. It's basically a smartphone on wheels. And here's the critical part. Tesla's software is so slick and responsive, it just raised the bar for everyone. Now, traditional automakers, they're hardware experts, right? But software, it's just not in their DNA. So what are their options? According to the source, they're pretty much forced to kind of reluctantly give up their dashboards to Apple's CarPlay and Google's Android Automotive. So in a weird paradox, Tesla's amazing software actually forces the rest of the industry to hand over the keys to the digital kingdom to Apple and Google. And this is where it gets really interesting, because this smartphone on wheels doesn't just change driving. It unlocks the two most valuable things in the entire digital economy, our attention and our data. I want you to think about your commute, when you're stuck in traffic. From a digital standpoint, that's dead time. Your attention is 100% locked on the road. You can't scroll, you can't watch videos, you can't search for anything. But full self-driving, it just flips that whole idea on its head. It brings that dead time back to life, creating what's being called the passenger economy. Suddenly, when you're a passenger instead of a driver, that commute becomes prime time for scrolling Instagram, watching YouTube, and everything else you do online. It's a massive gift to companies like Meta and Google. And here's the other side of the coin. These cars aren't just consuming stuff, they're creating a tidal wave of it. With all those cameras and sensors running nonstop, every single self-driving car becomes a mobile data center, just churning out insane amounts of information to train its AI. So you've got this data tsunami. What do you do with it all? I mean, storing and processing it is a monumental job. The source points out that even Tesla, with its own infrastructure, still has to use public clouds like AWS and Azure. And their competitors? They are almost completely dependent on the big three: Amazon's AWS, Microsoft's Azure, and Google Cloud. So Tesla raises the bar, and the cloud giants are right there to sell the picks and shovels for this new data gold rush. Okay, but here's the crazy part. This isn't a one-way street where Tesla just helps out everyone else. There's this surprising feedback loop that actually benefits Tesla, too. See, there's just one huge problem with all this incredible AI development from all these companies. It is insanely power hungry. AI data centers consume an absolutely enormous amount of electricity, and they need that power to be super stable and reliable. And who has the solution? Well, wouldn't you know it? Tesla does. Its energy division makes these things called megapacks. They're giant battery systems that provide the exact kind of stable, reliable power that these massive AI data centers desperately need. And just like that, the loop closes. All right, so let's zoom out and put all of these pieces together. When you connect all the dots, you can really see the true interconnected nature of this whole ecosystem. Tesla isn't just another company in the mix. It's the catalyst that makes it all happen. I mean, this table just lays it out perfectly. Tesla's aggressive push into self-driving, that benefits Nvidia. Tesla turning the car into a smartphone, that benefits Apple and Google. Tesla freeing up driver attention, huge win for Meta and Google. And the massive flood of data? Well, that's pure gold for Amazon and Microsoft. You see the pattern, right? Tesla shakes everything up, and the other tech giants are perfectly positioned with the tools and platforms to profit from the chaos. Which really just leaves us with this one big final question to think about. If Tesla is building the fundamental digital highways for this new passenger economy, who's going to capture the most value in the long run? The company that builds the roads? Or the companies that build the digital cities that get built on top of them?